Feel the heat. Amiibo Pinnacle of Glory Hothead is live from WarioWare headquarters in Diamond City. My name's Quinn. I'm on commentary, joined by Exception X from the betting booth. Hothead honcho superstar Terry Bogard is in control of the action tonight. Let's head over to the stage and hear what he has to say.
Welcome to the new Challenger Division. In this match, we have Rachel Enders versus Alex Chip. The new Challenger Division has Stamina Mode, 600 health, 1 stock, half launch ratio, no items on a mega stage. It is a much different fight, and the main thing to care about is damage dealt. Rachel Enders is a logical fighting spirit with the first strike advantage, so invincibility on the first hit of battle, along with a ray gun. And then we have Alex Chip, equipped with Healing Shield that gains health when successfully using a shield against an opponent, and Floaty Jump. Please start your predictions, and we will see who you think will win the first match of the new Challenger Division. Initial bets coming in.
Never mind about the bets. We don't got time. We got to get to the freaking match. It's in progress. All right, so you're going to notice immediately Rachel Enders able to make use of that ray gun to land the first hit of the match. She's immediately getting that bonus. We're here on Northern Cave Omega. As Exception explained, a lot of these matches are going to be happening exclusively on Omega stages. It's 500 HP, 1 stock, 0.5x launch ratio. So you're going to be looking for pure damage. The spirits that you take into a new Challenger match are really, really important. Those advantages that you get from type are really very important because they mean you do extra damage in these matchups. It's created by the current Hothead honcho, Terry, superstar Terry Bogard, because he felt like the Hothead singles matchups, which contain items on, they're different than Daybreak matchups, were a little bit too uncompetitive. Anyway, going into this one is a dead even fight in the first couple of minutes of this match. Alex Chip, Rachel Enders. You're noticing also that we are playing with finishing moves on a meter when we're in Hothead. There's the first finishing move. We're going to see that killer whale coming out from Rachel Enders. If she's able to land it like this is looking pretty good. Yes! Alex is going to fall straight into it. Of course, it's going to give her finishing move in return. There's a lot of that back and forth that's going to move the match forward because these finishing moves tend to do pretty similar amounts of damage. Just like that, it's really important to be able to land your own finisher as opposed to your opponent's finisher. You want to make sure to keep that gap even. Alex holding out here in a just over 50 HP lead, just over 1/10 of the health. That doesn't seem like much, but when you're going back and forth as much as you will in a new Challenger matchup, it can be quite a bit. And of course, if it weren't for the launch down, that might have killed. Obviously, getting an early kill off of your opponent, it's rare because of the way that the 0.5x launch ratio makes it hard to send someone. Yeah, big hits for Rachel there. She's catching up. She's made it to a 20-point gap. I digress. If you're able to land it, it can be huge. It can save you hundreds of HP, obviously. Usually it's kind of just incredibly sad and shameful when that happens. There's Alex able to use the healing shield. Rachel just not quite exactly sure what to do against it as Alex gains her diamond material. Moving into the back half of this match for both parties. Once again, Rachel Enders now is the leader. Up by about 70 HP. Zen Katana in chat has decided to accuse Alex Chip of camping. She certainly is walking around a lot and isn't using a lot of moves, which is an issue with, especially with like logical type amiibo stuff that you will just kind of see. But she's choosing to take her time, collect her resources, make sure that everything's just working out just great for her. And, well, it's not working out just great for her, but, you know, she might be able to bring this back. She was in the lead earlier in this match. We've kind of turned this match into a little bit of a far away sort of battle here. Lots of footsies happening, not a lot of actual attacks. Rachel's going to change that by getting her second finishing move of the match and landing it perfectly. Of course, immediately giving Alex back hers, which is going to miss. That could be a huge difference in the rest of this match, as Rachel's now up by almost 100 HP. As we enter the last 3 minutes, again, these two competitors just kind of feeling each other out. Alex lands a pretty nice grab. You know, again, going for that lower launch because you want to make sure that your opponent is really in situations where they have to recover. It's hard to sufficiently ledge guard someone in a mode like this, but it is something that is theoretically possible. Rachel's just digging it in now. Alex is not quite sure what to do against this just onslaught of rapid moves. 47 HP for Alex. Rachel just kind of finally getting into the right mode. Again, this is another situation where it can take a little bit for these guys to just sort of get used to the different rules and figure this sort of stuff out. But Alex just isn't sure what way to enter, and Rachel is just keeping her out with these slow, small pokes. Seems to be doing really well. That splatter shot and the splat bombs really serving her well, you know. Again, the ability to just deal damage without flinching your opponent very much. You have to imagine Reflector would love to be in something like this. Alex down to 2 HP. Rachel's down to 150. I think this one's pretty much over. Rachel's just got to land that last move. A little bit of healing there from the shield. Oh my goodness. In the face with the paintbrush. That'll do it. This is an 8-person tournament. We're going to do 2 matches tonight, 2 matches on the next episode of HOTHEAD. Rachel takes the first round and moves on to the second round, which we will see in 2 weeks. Hey, hi! Welcome to HOTHEAD. We know you've got a lot of stuff you can watch today between a Smash Major and WrestleMania, so we want to thank you for coming out and sticking around with us. Hey, it looks like Mr. 1985 is out on the floor, and he's got something to say. I see Queen Zelda's there with her. Let's I muted the music so you can't hear the music. Now you can hear the music. Let's head on out over there and see what they've got to say.
It's Strife versus Mr. 1985. Strife is a fly defensive spirit with slow, super armor equipped, and increased critical hit. Meanwhile, Mr. 1985 is an fly attack spirit with automatic item grabbing and jamming the opponent's final smash meter. Place your bets, we will see who wins. It looks like immediately Strife getting support from the crowd. 1985. Oh, the bets have evened out. This is a normal singles match with items because this is HOTHEAD. That's how we do things here. Do not get this confused for the new Challenger division. This is not that. We are just regular now. Mr. 1985, the clear favorite. The platforming allegedly done by some people has seemed to have paid off. 1985 getting a following. Let's begin the match.
Hello, hello from Hollow Bastion as this match gets underway between Strife and Mr. 1985. The stuff you're going to be looking out for here. You know, Zen Katana has maybe mentioned that 1985 has the normal matchup difference here, but he does have the win, or excuse me, Strife has the win on Spirit type. He's got that defense type spirit against Mr. 1985's attack type spirit. So you're going to want to watch for him dealing some extra damage and knockback. And also, you're going to notice Strife's slow super armor really coming into play here. It's going to make it harder for him to recover, but it's also going to allow him to basically just tank any damage that Mr. 1985 has to throw out against him. Strife already up to his first limit break of the match, as we see some of our first items coming out, and it's going to lead to the first stock being taken against Mr. 1985. He's going to retaliate with a hammer. We do things a little bit differently on HOTHEAD than we do on Daybreak. We like there to be a little bit more suspicion between the two parties. You're not quite sure who's going to win. But speaking of which, Mr. 1985's hammer was able to take the second stock of the game, so we're basically even about a minute in, one stock down each. Part of the problem Strife's got, and this isn't a huge big issue for him because he's a character who really likes to thrive on stage control, is you'll notice just how extremely slow he moves. It's very hard for him to approach the stage. Mr. 1985 is going to get his first finishing move of the night, is going to activate it. Strife tries to get out using lightning there, but is going to use it up against a mid-finishing move 1985. So it's not going to do anything. But he does just kind of slip out of that octopus grab. Did a pretty good job at mashing. And again, look at him dashing there against that Ramblin' Evil Mushroom. Just going absolutely nowhere. That is as fast as Strife is going to go. Trying to land this Ramblin' Evil Mushroom. You know, when you are as slow as you are, you really take any of the range that you can possibly get. Trying to confuse Mr. 1985 as he comes back up on the stage. Not going to do it. We're back to neutral. This is part of the problem that Strife has, is that it's very easy for someone like 1985, who's really fast, to sneak in. But it's clear that he's over 100% right now. We don't know the exact numbers. But this is looking pretty bad for 1985 entering this second half of the match, except unless Strife just sits in place while this Fire Flower really hits him. He's looking for that one big hit to finish off this stock. Banana Peel's not going to do it. He's going to go for it anyway. Does land the slip. Isn't able to follow it up because he's too slow. Is going to get grabbed by Mr. 1985 in response. That's not what we're looking for, Strife. You really don't want to waste your finishing move on this stock. There you go. We caught him. Let's dive to the heart. I forget who this guy is, but Strife is pretty clearly up. We'll see if this assist trophy can help. It is. That is going to kill. Strife has very little recovery ability. He's got, as opposed to someone like Donkey Rock, who you might have seen earlier last week on Daybreak, who has a lot of lateral recovery, which really helps him come back. This Omni Slash is going to land. 1985 is going to get his own finishing move in response. It almost kills, doesn't quite do it. You've got an octopus to deal with, Strife. It's going to land and throw him off the edge. I don't think he's going to make it. He's not going to make it back. with one excellently placed finishing move. 1985 takes the match. You gotta be wary of what sort of stuff you're equipping in something like this. Next up. Hey, look, the other guys aren't letting the Princess Protection Squad out free. So we're gonna go to our first squad strike match of the night. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about what's coming up next week on Daybreak. We got Fight for the Future up against Pokemon League Red in a specifically set match. Jason Lang takes on Princess B to tear apart Team Awesome, and we're going to hear from Elite Ridley for the very first time following his thrashing of Starstorm last week.
Welcome! We are in a very, very populated match tonight. This is a squad strike match between the other guys with Invicarous, the Boolean, and Nightmare versus the Princess Protection Squad of Cassiopeia, Denya, and Queen Zelda. Gonna go through these as fast as I can. The other guys have logical fighting on Invicarous with slow super armor and increased shield damage. The Boolean is a grab slide spirit with shooting attack, and shooting attack. Lot of bullets. Then we have Nightmare, a logical neutral spirit with improved escapes and additional mid-air jump. The Princess Protection Squad is unified in defensive spirit. Cassiopeia equipped with critical health healing and improved toss and meteors for vertical hits. Denya is made of metal and gets invincibility on the first hit of combat, and Queen Zelda gets healing shields and easier dodging. I have forgotten to hit the betting button, so you're gonna have to get your bets in real quick before this starts, but don't worry, there's a bit of extra time to prepare. The bet's now 2,000 points supporting the other guys from Lark Diet. I can understand why. I think it's probably about Nightmare. Every single other vote being cast as the Princess Protection Squad, but nothing holding a candle to that 2,000 point submission for the other guys. It is one versus many in the betting booth tonight. Also, I know the prediction says 2 minutes, but I took a while to actually start the prediction, so I'm going to end it a bit early. Sorry for everyone betting. Let's begin.
Hello from New Donk City as this squad strike match between the other guys and the Princess Protection Squad begins with a matchup between Invicarous and Cassiopeia. Now, if you remember right from just a moment ago, Invicarous, again with that slow super armor, is actually going to be entering with the spirit disadvantage at the start of this matchup. And look, we're being very kind to you. You can see the percentage numbers this time, so it's a little bit... maybe that's more exciting to watch. In all reality, I forgot to turn them off before I recorded this match. That's my fault. Invicarous, starting off to a worse slot in percents, is going to get the kill on Luma. They're both really deep. They are going to make it back. Had Cassiopeia in just a really terrifying position there. Really enjoying camping ledge, but unfortunately Cassiopeia just absolutely masterful at recovering at the very last second as Invicarous just goes for these really, really heavy smash attacks that he's able to do because he has that slow super armor. Not gonna work out for him though. Cassiopeia takes the first stock of the match. Let's bring in Nightmare, who has an advantage against all three members of the Princess Protection Squad being a grab type spirit as opposed to their defensive type spirits. And hey, Lark Diet, all of your hopes are riding on this person, so you might want to start paying attention. Lands a huge hit against Cassiopeia. Hell of a start for Nightmare. Moving in, just kind of choosing to ignore the finishing move in play here, but you know, let's not super worry about that part. You notice, hey, look, Tenny is made of metal at the start of the match. Gonna make it really hard to hit her. And if she's able to land that first hit before Nightmare does, which isn't gonna happen, lands a huge up smash, waiting a long time, really reading Nightmare is gonna just stand there. And a pretty big parry coming out there from Tenya. This is gonna be about damage. This is probably gonna go to the last stock. But if Nightmare is able to clean out this stock before Tenny is able to clean out Nightmare's stock, that's going to be a pretty big advantage for them into the final matchup of the Boolean and Queen Zelda, respectively. You notice that they were in a different order from when they were introduced. We do randomize the Squad Strike teams heading into any Squad Strike match. So you're not quite sure the order that they're going to appear in or the exact matchups that you're going to get, but you have, you know, a general idea, and it helps when they're all three using defense like you see here. That'll help for the Squad Strike defense you're going to see later in the night. Tenny in a terrible place, looking out for that walk-off there. Is able to get out without a scratch. This one's incredibly close between the two of them. Lands a beautiful hit with her staff. Princess Protection Program are going to gain that oh-so-coveted advantage moving into the last stock of the game. All Boolean's got to do is land a good hit. It's going to be hard for her to do that. Really looking for maybe a grab here and a throw upwards perhaps is one option for the Boolean, or you know, anything other than the dodging and the low moves that she's using here. She's really trying to gain stage control, and it doesn't seem to be working out as they ignore yet another of those finishing moves. You know, Strife loses his match earlier in the night, and it's not looking very good for the other guys right now. You've got to imagine how they're feeling about themselves and what they're thinking about doing here. You know, you maybe can't exactly just kind of take out your rage on whoever you want. Maybe they're learning that lesson as we move on to the next station of New Donk City. Tenny alive at 147%. Boolean's just unable to get a word in damage-wise. And she's just going to go ahead and concede. She's not really interested in playing that out. She's just going to walk right off the edge and give it to the Princess Protection Squad. You have to wonder how they're feeling about that. You know, they were so excited and hyped up heading into that match, and it didn't seem to matter at all coming around that final corner. They just gave up. Seems like exactly what the other guys would want to do, but it's a little bit of an upset there. Everyone take points from Lark Diet and maybe consider using it to affect the story if you'd like. Hey, up next. You know that Terry Bogard has got to be including himself in a match. And I've just received word that his faction, Trading Mode, is just about to head up against King Koopa and Mr. L. We'll see how that one goes in just a moment.
So help me, I am getting these bets in on time, and welcome to this match. We have King Koopa and Mr. L versus Training Mode's Ken Masters and Richter Cross. King Koopa is an logical attack spirit with a mouthful of curry and undamaged attack and speed increased for the start of the match. Mr. L has increased sheer durability and critical health healing with a logical grab spirit. On Training Mode, we have Ken the Mirror Masters with increased stamina, increased fist attack, and increased fist attack again with a grab show-off spirit. And Richter Cross, a cautious attack spirit with increased special move power, very deadly, and auto healing. Bets are coming in, and it seems like an even split right down the middle. Looking like King Koopa has a very, very popular supporter with 1,000 points and counting from Tukun 6, as I am choosing to pronounce that right now. With King Koopa and Mr. L, the bets are rising. Training Mode slagging behind. It's about a 2-to-1 split. Who's going to come out on top of the betting ring, let alone the match? Starting to solidify. It's 70% King Koopa and Mr. L, 30% Training Mode. We have a clear favorite in the contenders against our Honcho's team. Rose declares going all in on Training Mode. So we got some support on both sides, one financially, the other in spirit. Let's begin.
Hey, it's my favorite song of the game that's being played here on PictoChat 2 as this match gets underway between Training Mode King Koopa and Mr. L. King Koopa immediately running in, hitting his teammate, Mr. L, who is a little bit cowardly. Let's switch over to Donkey Kong, or Donkey Rock is actually what he's called. We drew him and we stuck him on this stage. Mr. L's not quite able to navigate it. The mirror is going to land the first Kremlin assist trophy of this match. Mr. L looking like he's about to head back out. Also, you're going to notice something a little bit different from last week. We screwed up the tag team rules a little bit. It is 4-stock instead of 3-stock. The tag team matches you guys saw last week were 3-stock matches. They're all 4-stock matches now, to account for the incredulous extra amount of chaos and the team attacks and all that sort of stuff that they bring. Grabs in stereo from King Koopa and Mr. L there, pushing Training Mode off to the edge, but they're able to recover very well. Mr. L enjoying kind of staying away, while King is going to land the first knockout of the match up against Ken the Mirror Masters, as Dedenne comes out for the team of King Koopa and Mr. L, formerly known in aPOG as the Power Couple. If you remember the really old days, Mr. L's going to take out his teammate there. That's not to say that these two have broken up, just to say that their faction powers has changed. King is going to take out Mr. L in return. Coming in with a Fire Flower for King Koopa, even though he's got his own Fire Breath. The Mirror's got his... He's going to hit everybody with this finishing move and only manage to knock out his opponent and give a finishing move to King Koopa. Maybe a bad idea. King Koopa's going to hit everybody and manage to knock out everyone except for Richter Cross. We're looking at a dead set even game. With 6 minutes left to go in this match, King Koopa's got the drill. Again, going to hit everybody. Mr. L's able to avoid hitting his teammate with his own finishing move. It's going to take out Richter Cross, and the Mirror's going down too. Clear, definitive lead here coming out from Mr. L and King Koopa. Almost called them Mr. L and the Power Couple. Excuse me. Richter Cross, yeah, just not able to get in anything there. You know, Ken the Mirror going for that Hadoken, which just managed to hit his teammate. This one's only going to hit Mr. L, and it's going to take him the heck out. Richter Cross dealing with his own Grand Cross here. You have to wonder what he's thinking as he hits his own teammate with it. This could knock out the Mirror. That's pretty bad. He's going to immediately share stock with his teammate. Advantage now goes to a completely clean King, who's just going to walk in and drop kick Cross Hunter out of this match. Just really weird coordination happening there because these two are not able to read each other's percentages. This one's got to be looking really great for King Koopa and Mr. L. Gorgeous combo there from the two of them, spinning the shell directly into a drop kick from Mr. L. Drops that. We've got another Pokeball in play, dropping that Rambling Evil Mushroom. The stage just kind of allowing these two to sort of taunt at each other at the end of this match. You'd think they'd be keen on finishing things, but they're having a lot of trouble. The Mirror's got a finishing move of his own. This one might not be so clean. Oh, no, it's going to be super clean. Finishes him before the finishing move happens. Gross. Okay, it's your turn to choose how this story ends. Is Superstar Terry Bogard gonna face off against Ganon Senior the Third or Garlic Stinkin' Rich War? Hang on, we might have some technical difficulties. The poll is open. Sorry, we don't have any technical difficulties at all. We're good. Don't forget that you guys can use channel points to vote. One closes out. War taking a pretty clear lead, 3 votes to 1. Still about 30 seconds to go. You can spend your channel points if you're a big fan of Ganon Senior. You'd like it to go that way. Doesn't look like it's gonna go that way though. War holding his advantage. Now 7 to 1. Now 9 to 1. Okay. No, I get it. I see how it is. $10, $11 to 1. The advantage just keeps growing. Let's head back to the booth here for a minute while this poll closes. You want war? You got it. Hi, welcome back to the booth. Just remember, whatever happens tonight, it was your decision to make that match happen. Hey, let's head on back to the new Challenger Division tournament as we see Dr. Gonzalez, PhD, taking on Aaron Slamity. You know, Superstar Terry picked out all of these matches himself, so, you know, I hope they're good ones. That's what I have to say. See you soon.
We're back to the new Challenger Division with Dr. Gonzalez, PhD, versus Aaron Slamity. Dr. Gonzalez is a logical attack spirit with critical health healing, but a lot of it. Meanwhile, Aaron Slamity has a cool defensive spirit with energy shot attack and resistance increases, as well as energy shot attack on its own increasing as well once more. Place your votes. Aaron Slamity getting support from the betting sections already. Oh, no, we have an update. Slamity is the clear favorite in this match so far. 10 points to Dr. Gonzalez versus the 300 so far to Aaron Slamity. An almost 90-10 split in Aaron Slamity's favor. Now, it feels like the amount of points being bet has reduced significantly from the first matches, probably because everyone's out of money.
2, 1, go!
An interesting observation to leave on as we move to Omega Prism Tower for this match between Aaron Slamity and Dr. Gonzalez. One of the things you're going to be looking out for here, once again, Aaron's got that type advantage against Dr. Gonzalez and landed a pretty nice grab. Is also going to have the speed and momentum advantage. Again, Gonzalez just moving very slowly, not because of any spirits or anything. That's just how it works. Playing off stage, again, if you're able to land that KO on your opponent, which is really rare, it does change a lot in the match. And by change a lot in the match, I mean you win instantly. As Aaron's just doing a ton of damage, just grabbing Dr. Gonzalez over and over and over again. Really behind in the meter department, but really ahead in the health department by about 100 points now. This could be pretty bad if that finishing move lands from Gonzalez. Gotta wonder when he's gonna go for it. He's gonna miss it. Just absolutely terribly. Aaron Slamity just slipping through Dr. Gonzalez's legs there. Not even a question. As these two continue to play around each other, Erin's going to get her first finishing move up pretty quick. Here it comes. It's going to land perfectly. Puts her now 150 points ahead. We got to keep in mind, you know, Dr. Gonzalez's whole thing is his healing. It's going to kick in when he's under 100 HP. But with a 200-point deficit, you have to wonder if it even matters at this point. Erin just completely owning the match, able to use that reduced damage ratio to her advantage rather than to her deficit, and is just, you know, got that spirit advantage, so she's gonna be dealing additional damage all the time, retaining that 200 HP lead. Dr. Gonzalez, this one does land. It's not gonna force Erin Slamity off the edge, which is what you're looking for. Some of these finishing moves are just worth less. There's the healing. Not seeming to do much. Gonzalez just can't find a moment to land this aggression in. Erin's just going to retain that 200 HP lead even after Gonzalez heals for 100 HP. Just absolutely crushing performance from Erin Slamity. You have to imagine that the bettors were just completely right on this one. Gonzalez with only 60 HP left. I mean, this is just going to end it, especially Gonzalez just kind of standing there, giving up. He's got 0.9. He might still be able to do something. No. No. I don't know why I even entertained that. Some chilling words there from Dr. Gonzalez at the end of the match. You've got to wonder what that means. What the heck is Erin Slamity up to? Does anyone have any idea? Hey, up next, it's Pokemon League Blue's very first defense of their Squad Strike Championship. Let's see if they can hold it together.
It's the Squad Strike Championship match between Three-Face and Pokemon League Blue. Three-Face has Amazolene, Helga, and Danny P. Pokemon League Blue with Protein, Sleeper Hold, and Aura Master. Amazolene is a logical neutral spirit with perfect shield reflection, back shield equipped, and increased undamaged attack. Helga is a logical attack spirit with an Aura Club. Danny P is a logical attack spirit with weapon, attack, and move speed very increased. In Pokemon League Blue, we have Protein, a logical defensive spirit with a black hole equipped and stronger throws. And Sleeper Hold is a logical grab spirit with increased landing lag, decreased landing lag, increased air attack, and increased air defense. And finally, Aura Master, a defensive slide spirit with aura attack across the board increase. This is again a Squad Strike match, the championship even. And the order of these fighters will be randomized going into the Squad Strike. You don't know who's going to lead in, but you do know one has to fall. Looking at the bet so far, Pokemon League Blue, the clear favorite in an 85-15 split. Tecum 6 advocating for spending even more points in support of Pokemon League Blue, with nearly 500 so far. Looks like Tecum 6 is going to be the primary spender this entire championship today. Alright, time's running out. Get your bets in. Bank plays stating all in on Pokemon League, and they appear to be the favorites. See who wins.
3, 2,
Welcome to this Squad Strike Championship match here on Pokemon Stadium 1. Helga coming in immediately throwing that Ore Club. She's just saying that she doesn't need it. Just gonna go ahead and give it straight to Aura Master, who's just gonna land huge hits with the Ore Club, which of course is one of the best items in the game. Immediately taking Helga to over 70%. And hey, if you're watching this match and you're wondering, what the heck are these fighters doing here? Why do they look like this? Well, let me inform you. Way back in 2018, at the very ending of the first season of aPOG, the best performing better was going to be granted a prize. That prize was to name and design all 3 fighters of Three-Faced, and the winner of that prize was the Unknown Joe, who we haven't seen around here for Season 2, but, you know, might be showing up eventually. I know that he said he was interested in participating. But I digress. That's why Three-Faced looks the way that they do heading into this match, as Helga takes the lead, picking up that Ore Club, just throwing it and throwing it and throwing it. Of course, the more damage that Master takes, the stronger he's going to get, and he's just going to decimate Helga. Landing the first stock of the match as we transfer over to Amazaline, is how I'm choosing to pronounce it. Totally misses that Aura Sphere. Working in a couple of bombs. You know, that back shield proving to be very relevant. Just all you have to do is face the other way of your opponent. Lands a really nice punish there on Aura Master. Overcommits to an F smash there. Gonna land that hit and is gonna take the stock. This one's basically a dead even heat leading to the second match. Here's Protein starting out with that black hole. Not able to make much use of it. He's not gonna get pulled into it himself, but, you know, we were looking to pull in a Amazaline and maybe deal some damage there. Three-Faced taking the lead back up. Just Amazaline just not taking any damage. Really proving to be just a complete workhorse in this matchup. That's an up smash. And a down tilt. Tons of fire coming in against Protein, who you know, think would be not very effective against this sort of fire. But, you know, this is not how that works. Almost reflects a bomb on Amazaline there. Gorgeous dodging there. You know, is able to perfect shield parry the that F smash and then roll through it to avoid taking any damage. Able to land a grab as a follow-up, which is maybe not the best punish, but, you know, Amazaline just is continuing to really overcommit with these shots, these F smashes that really hold her in place for a long time. If someone's able to get in there, you know, Protein's just not doing it. This could be a situation where Amazaline takes 2 stocks against Pokemon League, against the reigning champions. It's looking really bad for them right now. To see if Sleeperhold can clean up shop. Protein's going to make that back just completely fine. You know, it's about how much damage at this point that he's going to be able to deal before Amazaline takes the stock, and she really wants it. Protein is scared to death of this. The throw's not going to come close. She needs something stronger than that. That's not going to work either. Oh! Able to hit her before because she overcommitted to that F smash. Once again, just standing in place, waiting for the right opportunity. There it is. 68% sleeper hold coming in for the Pokemon League now. You've got to imagine the champions aren't feeling happy about this. This is their very first defense, you know? Pokemon League have always been just like this terribly chaotic force. In aPOG, they're always breaking up and coming back together and breaking up and coming back together. It can get a little tiring sometimes. It's looking like, you know, they finally get this chance. They finally hold this championship. They haven't done for a while, for a couple of years now, since the trainer has been holding. He had a short run with the Franklin Badge Championship over on Daybreak, but that's been about the only win they've been able to get. And it's just looking like they're not able to hold this together. I do wonder if they'll be able to keep together in the coming weeks if they're going to lose this match, but maybe Sleeperhold can bring it back. You know, the issue is that she's really lightweight. She's going to get knocked out really early. She's got to be careful about those longer range moves from Amazaline. You know, her range is really, really short. That'll do it. We've got new champions. Three-Faced take the Squad Strike Championship from Pokemon League.
Victory!
Pretty big upset on the bets there. You have to imagine that Zen Katana is pretty happy about that one. Gaining 6.78 channel points for every channel point that they put into that one. Hey, we've just got 2 more matches tonight, so I do want to take the opportunity to remind you that if you have channel points and you're thinking about affecting the story, now is a pretty good time to do that before, the end of the show. Hey, Rocket Booster have been holding the New Challenger Championship as we go to our final New Challenger match of the night. Just kind of on the numbers game. They've got 2 fighters. Everyone else has just got 1. It's them up against the Frozen 2 in a matchup that finally brings that down to earth. Let's take a look.
Is this a team match? No, it is the New Challenger Championship. We've got the Frozen 2 combined with a logical neutral spirit, increased chance of double final smash, and increased water and ice attacks versus Rocket Booster, defensive technician spirit with increased shooting items, and Super Scope. Good synergy there. The bets have been coming in, and it seems like nobody has voted for the Frozen 2. Rocket Booster has all of the bets. We are entering the bank of Booster. No, wait, breaking news. 10 points have been bet for the Frozen 2. Exactly 10. Brought to you by Lark Diet. All right, this is going to be Lark Diet's 10 points versus Rocket Booster's approximately 500 in a championship match. Who bets like this?
3, 2,
Hello from Omega Minecraft World. As we see this matchup between Frozen 2 and Rocket Booster, immediately you're going to see Frozen 2 struggling to deal with this Super Scope with additional shooting items. This is something that Rocket Booster have just been really, really good at using their advantage to gain an early lead, which all they have to do is just hold for the remainder of the match. And again, these matchups really do go just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So it can be really easy if you're out to an early lead to take a win in this match. Uh-oh. There goes Nana. Remember when we said the numbers game was evened out? It is no longer. Frozen 2 have got to be just sad about losing their teammate. They're in a much worse situation now. It's going to be a lot harder for them to recover when they're thrown off the edge, which is a challenge when you're in a one-stock matchup like this. But the good news is that Popa's been able to keep it pretty even. Oh. Well, that's just a shame. That's just an absolute shame on the part of the Frozen 2. You'll get got like that in one-stock matches all the time. That's how that works. Welcome to the New Challenger Division. I'm sorry to that team, but man, I mean, you've got to feel pretty bad for them. Hey, listen. You guys chose earlier tonight to make our champion, Superstar Terry Bogart, go up against Garlic Stinkin' Rich War in the final. Zen Katana won 4 points on like a 500-point bet there against... Listen, it was a little bit biased in favor of the champions who were able to retain. It's all good. It's all good. We got one more match tonight. We're going to the main event. And it's a main event that you chose. Superstar Terry Bogart up against Garlic Stinkin' Rich War. Let's see if he can retain the ability to book every last match on this program, shall we?
This is it, deciding who will be Hothead Honcho. It is the defending Hothead Honcho Superstar Terry Bogart versus Garlic Stinking Rich War. Garlic Stinking Rich War with a logical attack spirit with a final smash increase and critical health stat boost. Meanwhile, our superstar Terry Bogard has a mouthful of curry and a lot of it. Perhaps you could tell throughout this broadcast. And it looks like the bets are coming in. Garlic stinking rich with the clear underdog contender favorite. No points being bet towards our champion, our honcho. Kind of rude of you, I would say, honestly. You want to bet for the person who earned their spot here? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I had to put all these bets together because you had to decide a match during the thing. Oh, we're starting. Let's
Go!
Oops, I screwed up that transition. We're here from Congo Jungle for the main event of the night between Garlic Stinkin' Rich War and superstar Terry Bogard. So, that, super curry is going to give him additional range and a lot of additional time when he starts this match. It's going to give him a pretty big advantage as these things go on. But yeah, there is absolutely nobody in Terry's corner, and it's maybe for good reason. He may have spoken his mouth off a little bit too much tonight going into this match with a disadvantage against War spirit-wise. Got that grab type spirit against the attack type spirit. Something that you're going to want to look out for. War's just going to do extra damage every single step of the way here. You know, remember, as this goes on, you chose this. It looks to be a pretty even heat, though, so far. The two of them are exchanging blows. You have to imagine that War is just dealing extra damage to Terry, but it looks like Terry's able to be getting a few more shots in here. Looking for that lipstick. Big charge. The flower could mean a lot when you're at a damage disadvantage. Terry's got the green light. He's ready to go. I hope you get that. War actually at the disadvantage now. We know that he's been dealt more damage because he gets the final smash first. And is going to take the first stock of the match pretty cleanly with that finishing move. And with the healing, you have to imagine that he's got a pretty big lead on this match, especially because Terry's just not got anything to heal. His stock just started. And some pretty big hits coming in with the kickback. These two are sort of dancing around each other. You know, War's probably at a more acceptable percentage. He's got the waft ready to go. Superstar looking at that staff, looking to deal some damage from shooting far away. That's not how that's going to work. That's not far away at all as Superstar Terry gets launched off the edge of the stage. War using that brand new bike he just bought, bouncing back and forth. You know, the guy's got so much money that I guess he just doesn't even... Terry's got Giratina. This could change how this match opens up. And super move, which is going to hit him. He's right close to the edge. This has got to be the second stock of the match. It's going to do it. The game's evened out. War wasn't able to land a lot of moves there. Got to imagine this game's much closer now. He's going to miss the waft. Giratina not doing much, but War's got a ray gun. Opted not to use it in favor of the bike. You know, we're looking for a lot of that smaller damage. Because again, Terry is not as effective as the challenger here. He's on the back foot. He's worked real hard to get here, and it'd be a shame if he lost it immediately. We're gonna see. Welcome to the Art Academy, War. You're a giant conch shell. Wonder where you are. You're a tomato. You're getting thrown off the edge. We're looking to see a second finishing move coming in. He's going to make it back just fine. The question is if he can land this. The kickback. War's looking a lot worse for wear than we think he would be at this point in the stage. He's just been missing. He DIs really badly. Terry's going to gain the lead on the match. And he's going to spend some time in the healing field and maybe bring his health back. Hey, look, it's our mascot. There goes our mascot. Here comes our mascot. Terry's got to jump off the ground to avoid that thing. Gonna blow up War's new bike. Can't be happy about that from the hometown hero. Really good pressure here coming in on Terry. This could be the end of the stock. It's not quite. He's gonna get that ledge snap. Charlie once again with the green light is going to get saved by the barrel on Congo Jungle. Lands directly in Garlic Stick and Rich War's mouth. Again makes it back. We've got a sticky bomb on the stage to look out for, but both of our contenders are going to dodge that really easily. Coming back in with the bike, playing really, really closely. Maybe not where you want to be against the superstar, who has just got a ton of damage. You'd think that maybe War could do something about this. Here comes Mimikyu. You don't want to come in against Mimikyu. That's going to deal so much damage. Superstar's going to be able to land in a smash attack of his own and land the go hit. Listen, I'm very sorry to our bettors, but I don't think anyone keeps their points. I think the house is going to take all of those. Yes, and hey, don't repeat the video. Don't repeat the video. Don't do that. Bogart feeling increasingly like he barely made it through that, but looking like things are going pretty well for him, all things considered. You know, he was 2 stocks up. Hey, that's all the time we have for this episode of Hothead. We'll catch you next week for some Daybreak action back on the other side of the roster, looking at Elite Ridley and Fight for the Future, and you know, again, Pokemon League. You have to wonder how they're feeling. What's gonna happen to them? Okay, well, you don't have to be that rude about it, Exception X. You know, you just stole a lot of people's points. They just lost a lot of money. You know, not very nice of you. Hey, have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thanks for coming out. I still don't have a good way to end this.